Leor, if you want to add on the identities matter?
Yes, definitely. I mean, the identities are also like so much dependent on each other, you know? It's like the other, the enemy is like the way one's built his own identity is also in relation to that other enemy, you know? So in peace research, identities are a core part of investigating peace research. There's a term called like the ethos of conflict, the narratives you build in order to kind of preserve your reality. And what is kind of cool about these theories is that once this collapse, once the narrative is challenged, you might have a psychological burden with you. So the ethos, the narrative, the identity, they're also there, have a psychological function. They excuse the reality and the way the reality is, even if the reality is unjust. And they kind of shattering that can actually have a psychological burden, can actually create anxiety as well. So it's kind of the identities are there to also protect in a way the well-being of people. So challenging them is also something quite complex. And from the groups that we investigated, I think most of the people that were there were already open to the idea of like meeting the other. They were not very, extreme. Some told us that they were extreme, and the reason they came to the groups was personal healing. And then, something opened up there and kind of political level. But most of the people in the groups were relatively open, but that doesn't mean that there's not like a lot of unconscious or conscious material that's related to the conflict and fears and stigma and kind of narratives that are still can be challenged. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think I feel like it was woven into each of what you just said there. But also there's something, it feels like unexplicitly touched, which is that in the discussion of conflict-based identities and everything that comes with that when stepping into a dynamic with one's other, especially in a dynamic where what's happening in the sort of coming with one's other is a complete disintegration of your psychological, emotional, physical, even boundaries, or at least potentially, your ability to protect your own boundaries is gone, with ayahuasca on every level.